Hello and welcome to another Matura Express English stream. My name is Chris and today we're gonna talk about study tips. So welcome back to this stream today. As I've already outlined, I think it's better. Today we're gonna talk about study tips. So I don't know about the format here. It's a bit different than normally, but I think it will work anyway. So today's outline actually looks as follows. As first, we're gonna have a look at the overview of the A-level oral assessment criteria. Then we're gonna do some tips for creating an effective study plan, strategies for improving vocabulary, grammar, and your speaking skills. And last but not least, strategies for revising content, including topic vocabulary. Okay, let's jump right into the first thing we're going to talk about is the assessment criteria. So you might have heard of it. Your examiners need to assess you somehow, and they don't do it just randomly. They of course have some sort of scale, some sort of a plan with which they can assess you. So this plan or whatever you might call it has different sorts of descriptions. For example, grammar that come with a certain number. So on a scale from 1 to 5, it lists what specifies 1 and what is 5. So for example, 1 could be speaker is able to do certain things, and 5, speaker isn't able to do some things. So for example, 1 would be, are you able to lead the conversation by yourself? So the speaker. Do you need support from the examiner? And then with such descriptions, they can assess you better. The categories, if you want to call them, are vocab, mode of expression, content, grammar, and pronunciation and intonation, of course. Let's head back to the scale thingy. And with that scale, you're assessed. And you should know that you have to focus on all of them here, on all of the categories. So be sure to work on these. Okay. So a study plan, you might have heard of it, you might have done it, you might not. I've used it during my studies and it helped me actually a lot to stay focused during throughout the day, throughout the weeks and months we had to study. But it helps you, of course, to reach your goals faster, to plan your whole day, not only to stay focused, and to keep an overview of what you've already done or completed or learned and what you still have to do. So it can also be considered as some sort of a bigger to-do list, or it encompasses also a to-do list. So that's basically why you should consider creating a study plan. So if you know you're not that organized and you can't remember things that easily, which is not bad, of course, you can help yourself out with a study plan and stay focused, and also kind of schedule where you want to have some free time, where you want to have some time for you or your friends and so on, your hobbies. Okay, so how to do that? An important thing, or important things, are, for example, to set a long-term goal, but divide this long-term goal into several small goals. So, of course, there's a long-term goal, but you want to focus at first on always the smaller goals, so that you don't get completely confused and desperate and so on. Create a list of all topics you have to focus on, of course. So you normally know which topics. Think of the most important aspects of each topics. You will get a feeling over time which are the most important ones and which are less important. Yeah, set your priorities concerning the topic. Goes hand in hand with thinking about the most important aspects. Actually, priorities concerning the topic means basically, for example, vocabulary. Is it more important to know the vocabulary, or do I need to have certain additional knowledge, which normally goes with every topic, so you need to have some sort of additional knowledge. Schedule your study time, of course. So, for example, from 8 till 12, you study, and then maybe you get a break, or you need to work, and so on and so on. Also, think about your leisure activities, which is very important to have some sort of free time and not only focus on studying. So, strategies for improving vocabulary. Basically, I think you know it, the famous vocabulary list. That's very important. Or use an app or something. Write it down if you read something. Don't stumble over it and forget it. Type it in your phone, as I've already mentioned, with an app or just your notepad. Physical list or whatever you want. What helped me is to highlight the text or highlight the words in text you don't know. Read a lot, of course. Watch movies, series with subtitles, because then you actually see the word. And if you're not that good, focus. Just wait until it focuses. If you're not that good in English, you might need it. And maybe a more fun exercise, carefully listen to song lyrics. So they have some sort of, don't think about too much of the grammar with song lyrics, but they have, of course, words in there, and some are more difficult to understand. Some are really easy. Depends on the genre, I think. Yeah. So the same as with improving vocabulary goes with improving grammar. So read a lot. Look up the things you don't know. Practice the internet, apps, books, and so on and so on. try to write an article maybe once a week if you really need to catch up on your grammar and your writing, which helps you with the grammar, especially in applying grammar, of course. Use the language application, so not only writing, speaking to somebody, so use the language. And of course, listen a lot, watch TV and movies, and exchange with other people. For example, your classmates. If you do have a study buddy, it's good for you. If you don't worry. You can talk to your classmates. I think they also have to improve with their English. So yeah, use the language, that's important. Speaking skills. Actually, it is almost the same. But of course, with speaking, it is important to know the pronunciation for the words. So to approach this, speaking with a native is good, but can be also bad, because not everyone can pronounce every word that good. So maybe focus more on a websites, English-speaking websites such as BBC and so on, dictionaries, Cambridge, Oxford, and so on. And they normally have sound files with them. So the American version would be Merriam-Webster, for example. You can click on a loudspeaker symbol where it actually pronounces the word you've typed in. So that's great. Be aware there are accents with the English language too, so yeah, might be pronounced differently in different regions. So, and that's how you practice. Actually, try to think in English, and if you have problems with certain vowels or something, or combinations such as the famous TH, you can practice it easily, maybe 1 minute each day, so you really know how to do, or especially your tongue, your mouth knows how to do this kind of movement to produce these sounds. So that's important. Yeah, revising vocabularies. Actually, if you've written down everything, you might write a poster or a big sheet of paper where you write all the words on them where you need to improve with content, vocabulary, of course, and practice that with a friend, girlfriend, and so on. Yeah, a good thing I've listed here, or helpful, basically, are our index cards. Yeah, I think there's also some sort of electronic index cards, so in an app where you can just tick off the ones you knew and cross out the ones you don't know. So yeah. Okay, so that's basically it for today. If you have any questions, of course, write in the comment section down below. I hope you've gotten some value out of this stream, and you now know how to do the things I've revised with you. So I wish you a nice evening and see you next week, and goodbye.